Good morning, YouTube. From Thunder Bay, Ontario. Time's approximately 8 o'clock a.m. this June 24th. As you can see, behind me is the Thunder Bay District Jail. Why do I start here? Well, on this morning, I'm feeling very good about myself. Went to bed early, just after 7 p.m. last night. Yeah, my soul was very tired after all the intense crap I went through the last few days. So this morning I woke up, did my morning sage smudge, said my prayers, and I feel good. The sun is shining, and I'm in the beautiful land of Gitchigumi, the sleeping giant. And I feel good today. So, what am I going to talk about this morning? The United States of warfare bombed themselves into submission. Iran punched the bully in the nose, and the bully folded like a cheap lawn chair. That's what happens when bullies get punched in the nose. When you push people around too much, people stand up, and you get what you got. What happened yesterday? Or the day before. I can't remember. Yesterday. The United States thought they'd be all big and tough and go to the Zionists' rescue. But as you can see, it didn't turn out that well. That's the old Lakehead Psychiatric Hospital. Remember, I keep telling you all I used to fight cops. Well, this is where they would lock me up when I would stand up for myself. Remember, missing and murdered. That's what I do best. Because when you suffer suicides and murders in your family, you become extremely passionate about the issue. You want to find answers. And sometimes those answers lead you to places you don't really want to be. It's now closed and just sitting here rotting like an eyesore. But yeah, I've done my time here too, because they label me as crazy because I speak truth. That's what the colonists do not want. Truth. And when they do, they stick you into places like this. So, my fellow Indigenous people, First Nations people across not only Canada, but North America, let the lessons of what the USA and Israel did be a wake-up call to you. Put your crack pipes down, like I did. Stop your drinking, like I did. And start indigenizing yourselves. Learn the 7 teachings if you don't know about them. And live it. Don't just say it. Don't just say it because it sounds good. Don't just do it because you're going to attract the woman that you think you can impress. No. I do it because it's my soul healing. It's how I'm able to conquer my addiction. Is by discovering who I am. I think, this is my personal Indigenous opinion, that should our people wise up, detoxify themselves, like I hope, and indigenize themselves with the teachings, we can militarize ourselves. Because you got to remember, the treaties were not surrender. There's a ceasefire. Kind of like Israel and USA did yesterday when you punched them in the nose. And believe me, my whole life I've had to deal with bullies. Being indigenous in white man's conquered land. Now, he didn't conquer us. He likes to think that. We're just honoring our side of the treaties, which is ceasefire. I love the sound of the birds. I love nature. I hate places like this because these are the ultimate radical oppression of truth seekers and speakers. I do believe they use this as the OPP Tactical Training Center. That's why it's still standing. You see them up here every now and then. You hear flashbangs going off. That's what they use that big place of oppression for now. Why are they gearing up for a war? Bill 5? Well, I'm ready. I've never accepted their white man laws, even though I'm governed by them. Good morning, my friend. Yes, I hear you. Hey, you want to be on YouTube? Yes, I hear you. Yes, the world's a crazy place, my friend. You take care. Yes, I talk to birds. I talk to squirrels. Maybe that's why they threw me in the nut house. And I ain't gonna change my ways for nobody. You know why? Technology has made human beings rather ignorant, stupefied. Parrots that repeat what's put out there, and sheep that follow the colonial leaders into mindless actions, whether it be world wars, invading third world countries that can't defend themselves, and then they act, oh, I'm big and mighty. I took on a nation that has no military. We're tough. No, you're just idiots. You expose your weaknesses by picking on little countries, picking on people that can't defend themselves. But look what happens when somebody does stand up to you. You don't like it. To the Iranian people, from the people of North America, us, don't trust these people. All they've done our entire existence is lie, deceive, and murder us off. First was the alcohol that was working, but wasn't working fast enough. Then they used poverty to try and starve us out, make us sleep on the streets, turn on one another just so we can get a bite to eat, or in some cases fill your pipes. But now we're in the age of drugs, and drugs are doing a terrible number on all of us. That's why I'm deciding I'm never going to smoke crack again. I'm never going to do any kind of pharmaceuticals. I found a way to cure my illness, and I seem to be getting healthier. The ancient Egyptians view my new medicine as the nectar of life, and I believe them, because if I was still going with the white man's medicine, if I was still going with the pharmaceuticals and everything they were trying to do to me, I'd be dead now. But I found the key that opens all doors. And my health is not only increasing, but so is my spirituality. That's why I'm quitting drugs permanently. And cannabis is not a drug, it's a plant. You should research it. Don't abuse it. Cannabis is a very sacred plant, and it must be used properly for ceremonial purposes. Because if you use it, smoke it from morning till night, you're abusing it. You're not smoking it properly. You're actually doing yourself more harm. But if you research the proper use of cannabis, it has been used for centuries, for millennia, as a gateway to the gods. That's why I'm getting control of my addictions. And I'm conquering them. Being out here, Mother Nature. This is where I find my true self. This is where I can speak from my heart and soul without censorship. Of course, YouTube, I gotta watch what I say because they believe in all that censorship garbage. Not me. Now, what I want to talk about, since I'm out here, is the land. Now, I'm happy that this war seemingly halted, because if they decide to go full-out war, it's going to be a world war. And I would hate to see these beautiful lands destroyed because of white man's empire dreams conquering the world. Julius Caesar tried it, and he failed. Napoleon tried it. He failed as well. And I'll tell you why they failed. Because not everybody goes along with the status quo. That's right. Eventually people rise up and say, this is wrong. We've got to stop it. And yesterday, I must congratulate the hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people in USA that became human again. You went out, you protested, and you protested loud and clear. Stop this war. And you know, I am so proud of all you people that stood up in the United States. You make me believe that we can exist in peaceful coexistence. It makes me believe that there's chances for peace. Good morning. You see, Mother Nature does things to people. Makes you feel like your soul is getting refreshed. That's why I come out here lots. And don't get me wrong, I do love the city. Yes, has many great things too. Lots of beautiful people, lots of things to do. But overall, when I come back here, I wake up again. I come out here to recharge. So to the people that stood up in the United States, I'm so proud of you. Now for people here in Canada, Canada's a different type of white people. A lot of good white people, very much so. As I keep saying, there's a lot of white people I would lay my life down. I would step in front of a bullet for. And then there's some that I would be firing the bullet for. Although I don't believe in violence anymore, sometimes things have to be resolved in a very unorthodox way. And I truly hope that world peace can be achieved. I truly hope that Israel and the USA settle the fuck down. Stop pushing around weaker people. Because as you can see, when a weaker person stands up, all those weaker countries that they once conquered are now rising up. Because they see, why did we surrender so easy? Look what happens when you actually fight back. Americans don't like to be punched in the nose. They don't like to take losses. And that's why they attack third world countries that have no military. Like the Gazans, Palestinians. Gazans, it's still their land, but Palestinians. They throw a rock at a tank, they drop bombs. Where's the fairness in that? Now this Bill 5. I'm wondering what happened to our great leaders that were saying, we're going to block roads. We're going to shut down mines. We're going to stand up for ourselves. So where are you? A few radicals went to Queen's Park. And you look back on my videos, you'll understand why I'm no longer there. I'm Ojibwe. They're Mohawk. 6 Nations. You must know the pre-colonial history. Why I'm not down there supporting those radicals. Mainly because of this, though. But any hoots. Bill 5. I think it's timing that they're going to try and pick a fight with us again. Because with World War brewing, that'll be the perfect excuse to blindside us by deploying military. Stab us in the back the way they always have. That's why I keep telling my fellow native people out there, put down your crack pipes, retire the bottles, indigenize yourselves, discover who you truly are. Isolation sometimes helps with that. And I don't mean break off and disconnect from humanity. I mean isolate yourself for a day or two. With no drugs, no alcohol. Just some good food, healthy food, fruits and vegetables. Stay away from the red meats as much as possible. And remember your ceremony. Practice it for a day or two alone. You'll suddenly feel something inside of you waking up. And it's not because you're like physically waking up. I mean spiritually. Your soul begins to emanate positivity. And you don't even have to try for that. You don't have to struggle for it. It just happens. And it happens because you're becoming who you truly are. Like me. I used to walk around people pleasing, trying to impress people because I thought that's what society wanted. So I adapted to their ways several times over. And each time I did, wasn't good enough for them. They just want more. But finally, you can't give no more. You become emotionally exhausted, spiritually drained. And that's where addictions fall in. Because you tried to do what they wanted. And they don't let you. So a lot of people, our people anyways, turn to addictions. And you know, it saddens me. Just yesterday, me and my mother were driving down the street. And I saw an intoxicated native man. I almost wanted to cry. Still do. Because that's part of being who you are. When you can feel the pain of others, you're becoming human again. And this beautiful land, yes, this is where I discover myself. So world peace looks like a possibility, but I don't trust USA or Israel. This might be our opportunity as First Nations people to learn as we go. The mistakes these people are making and how to deal with them. Now, my teachings, I burn my sage, but when you do, you must be careful of how you dispose of the ashes, because it's still part of the ceremony. I come out here also for that reason, because when I burn my sage, I put the ashes in a Kleenex, and then I come out here and I try to find a place where it's not going to be disturbed. No dogs are going to piss on it, and nobody's going to come along and step on it. And this is what I do. Because you're dropping all your negativity, all your worries, everything negative gets absorbed into the ashes. And when you correct your ways, Mother Nature absorbs it for you. So here, you see this? Nothing's going to get in there. So I thank the Manitou, the Creator, and all that is great on our earth. I release my negativity to you, O Great One. And I'm going to let the spirit world take care of my issues for me. I'm at a crossroads. I love these trails. Absolutely. So now I came out here, I served my purpose. Put my ashes where they need to be. Had my morning nature walk. I'm getting into this shit now because you know why? I love it. I wake up in the morning, have my cup of Java, and breakfast of the champions, clean up, make myself respectable, do my sage ceremony, and then I walk and get bitten by mosquitoes. All part of the fun and games. So anyways, I'm just babbling here. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe, or you don't have to. That doesn't matter to me. Choice is yours. Not mine, not anyone else's. If you feel this content is helping you, by all means. People that know me personally, on a personal basis, you know how to contact me. I'm going to be doing some things. Some things to wake my people up. And some things to prepare ourselves for what may or may not happen. Now I'm hoping that that Iran truly did bomb the US and Israel into submission, and I truly hope that the rest of NATO, the North American terrorist organization, can learn its lessons instead of getting together saying, hey, let's regroup, let's rearm. And when they're not looking, let's kick them in the bag while they're sleeping. You do that, and I do know that this will become the last war of all wars and may eventually destroy us all. Maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe that's why I've been sent back to my homelands. Because the spirit world says you're needed here. Your leadership, your strength, your integrity, and your loyalty to your people. And when I say my people, I don't mean just my Ojibwe people. I don't mean just the Cree. I don't mean just Indigenous people. I'm talking about every human being that's still human. You're my people. And when I see my non-native people doing the right thing because it's what they feel is right, not because they want to be on camera and make a good impression to say, see, I got a heart. No. That's not legit. Legitimacy is when you do the work that I'm doing, investigating missing and murdered, getting names of human traffickers, going into places where other people refuse to even think about. And that's why our body count keeps rising, because nobody wants to do the work that I'm doing. But I believe I've completed my investigation. The police do not want to help. As you can see the other night, they didn't even show up. I call in a crime, they'd never show up. I found the Thunder Bay police card with the incident number of them hiding a native body. This is why they don't want nothing to do with me. Because I have actual proof of them covering up murders of us. I'm not scared of you guys. You come after me, you better have some damn good evidence. Not just a white person flapping their fucking lips off. You better have mountains of evidence, because I have so much evidence to expose the missing and murdered that scares them, I believe. That's why they don't want to talk with me. That's why even our leaders don't want to talk with me. Because they don't know how to handle someone like me. They want somebody that's controllable, easy to control. Not me. The only ones that can control me is my family and whatever genuine friends I know are true to their hearts. Only they can influence my decisions and literally keep me on a leash. The government, you're the one that made me this way. Just love this land. Can't get enough of it. The birds. Why would you want to destroy this? To put cities? Why would you want to destroy the beauty of everything that's been provided for us? See, you don't need paper mills. You don't need gold mines. And you definitely don't need to be poisoning our waters. Mother Nature provides us everything we need to survive and thrive on a daily basis. But because we have such greedy leaders that have adopted the monetary ways of colonialism, they don't see things the same. Because they have nice big shiny cars, they go off to Vegas, all these retreats. How does that benefit the people? You're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on your little vacations, while the real Indigenous people are out here dying right in front of your face. And you turn a blind eye to that. You go about your lives like, it's their business. It's their choice to do drugs and drink. And no, you put us there. Because when an urban Indigenous man tries to go back to the res, It's almost like they look at us like, no, why are you coming back now? Like as if we're traitors. But meanwhile, you're the ones that chased us off the res. Because a lot of you ruling families have taken our leadership like a family business. Like they're the only ones that are allowed to the money. They're the only ones that can make decisions. That's a dictatorship. Now when they talk about what is that? No, the colonial term. It's I can't even think of the word right now. I don't like thinking colonial. But it's a control mechanism. They buy our leaders, give them rights to do this and that, turn a blind eye when someone like me points out what they're doing wrong. And people like me end up getting framed for crimes we don't do. That's what the Me Too movement that Justin Trudeau started. A lot of good men are rotting in prison because of that stab us in the back movement. And shame on all the Native women and other women that made up these lies just so they can do a home takeover. See, they're using the women to turn against us. Just like when they first got here. Pocahontas. Walt Disney paints her out as a hero. She's not. She was a traitor. They use our women against us. And if they can't use them against us, they fentanyl them. They traffic them. And then they dispose of them. That's why I investigate these things. Because all the chiefs and councils, well, they're not doing the work that they should be doing. Because they're too busy traveling to exotic places. They're saying they're making decisions on ourselves. But yet we see no results. Just them getting richer and us dying off. It's a sad thing. Very sad thing. That's why I do the work I do. I could easily be out there being a piece of shit. I could easily go out there and be pushing drugs. But that would be giving them what they want. So I'm giving them what I want. I'm rising above it. I'm not only conquering my addiction, I am destroying it in ways that I don't think they even saw coming. One piece of advice to the addict that's still suffering and using out there. The word need is a word that you must use wisely. Such as when you first wake up, a lot of addicts say, I need a hoot, I need a fix. So they grab their little pipes and start scraping it. They get a hoot. And then their whole day is that, chasing the pipe dream. Well, I say to the addicts that's still suffering, you don't need that shit. What you do need is you need your children. You need your families. Your children need you. Humanity needs you. But you don't need drugs or alcohol. Get your priorities straight about what you need. And that'll help you on your path of rediscovery. See, I used to think when I was still practicing which was not long ago, I was slowly going down that road. There's a song by Hank Williams Sr. called The Lost Highway. I fucking love that song. And it's a true song. When you listen to the lyrics, absorb it. Because way back then, old Hank, he knew what he was talking about when he wrote that song. The Lost Highway. Took me a while to get off that highway, though. It's not an easy journey. But anybody can do it. Yes, you can. You just have to learn that word need. Use it wisely. Think about what it is that you used to be. Because when you're born, you're not born with a crack pipe welded to your lips. You're not born with a needle jabbed in your arm or wherever. The doctors do that, of course, but that's another video in itself. And you're not born to drink alcohol because that kills you. I'm watching so many people die because of that horrible poison. The beautiful people, Americans, you keep at it. Don't let your insane leaders go any further in their insane control the world crap. Because like I said, many leaders have tried it in the past and they failed. Julius Caesar, Napoleon, Hitler. Don't you guys learn? Do you have a learning disability? Are you retarded? And I don't use that word very much. I will never call a special needs handicapped person that. I'll be the first one to jump up and punch you in the face if you insult them. The word retard is a word that I use for these political appointees. I will not call them leaders because they're not my leaders. And until my chiefs and all them can learn to indigenize themselves, I don't even consider them my leaders. That's my leader. The land. It's who I listen to. So, like, share, and subscribe. Or don't. The option is completely yours. I just want to say to America, the people did the right thing yesterday. Hold them accountable. Get out there and make them know that racism, wars against humanity is wrong. So from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, Boulevard Lake, that's where I'm at. I'll keep you updated and I'll keep making videos as I see fit. And let's just hope world peace prevails. Planet Keeper Media, wishing you all a beautiful day on this day. Be thankful. Be with your loved ones. Love each other. Take care of each other. Forgive each other for past wrongdoings. And if that's not possible, then at least correct your own ways so you never make the same mistakes again. Our children need us. And I'm not talking just us Native people. I'm talking about all the people on the planet. Our children need us. And we, as adults, got to start maturing up and start thinking for ourselves and start making the right decisions. Because our children depend on us. And we should depend on our children to make the right decisions. Like, share, and subscribe or don't. Planet Keeper Media, wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful day.